Guess what? I'm interviewing a dating coach for men. Let's see what he has to say. You coach men every day. What is it that most women get wrong about men?
It's a really good question, and I think it deserves a pretty delicate answer, because I think what usually ends up happening is that most men have this desire and intention to communicate clearly and confidently and directly, and they have good intentions. I think what ends up happening is that most women assume that all men are bad, or that they're all assholes, or if they're not being approached, they're like, well, these men think they're too good for me. It's like, no, they just have a communication problem. Just like anything else, this is a skill set. I think one of the things that I see happening as someone who's been doing this for nearly a decade, helping men with this, is that men are given advice from women, which is just go be yourself, just come say hi. It's like, for most men, they are so many steps far behind that to even be able to make that step. It's just not as simple as that, although they mean well. So where I find, as someone who helps guys with this, it's like most men are struggling to even get the words out. Like I said, they have good intentions, they want to communicate directly and clearly, but because they've never done it, they're very, and this is to be really honest about men, most men, they're quite tied to their ego and their sense of self, as in, well, if I haven't been rejected ever, I better keep that scoreboard at 0 and never go approach.
Right, that's interesting.
So imagine this, that first step to go in and just go communicate, hey, I thought you look really nice, I had to come say hi, something like that. There's no pickup lines, none of this garbage. That's terrifying for a lot of guys. And I know that because I used to be this guy, and I know a lot of guys that are more handsome and tall and more jacked than I am that have this exact problem. So you think it's, maybe I'm looking too bitchy, I'm unapproachable. No, most men just don't know where the fuck to start.
I love that. How important is a woman's emotional regulation to a man?
For really solid, stoic men who have their shit together, to be perfectly honest, if a woman is unregulated, so to speak, as in there's this roller coaster as we know it to sometimes be, again, those guys that are super sharp, they keep it cool. They don't mind. It's a matter of just staying that solid rock that women deserve. And it's a matter of knowing the game that you're playing. Like, this is part of the job, so to speak. And I think any man that is perturbed by that or has problems with the fact that women don't always have the same stoicism and stability that men do, I think they're ignorant. And I think this is something that needs to be fixed as well with coaching. It's actually part of the thing that we do with men. It's like, hey, listen, if you want the best of the best girl, don't just assume that it's all flowers and rainbows. There's going to be storms, right? And I think being solid with that is super important, because if you want to keep that girl, and that's part of the job, like I said. As a little addition to that, just as the ultimate point on that, if there's too much instability, yes, this can be a turn off. This is a girl that might not have her shit together, so to speak, and frankly, high value men don't want that anyway, so it comes with the territory. If you want the best, typically that girl does come with some degree of regulation. Right?
Okay, and you teach men not to fuck up, right? You also teach them how to get the girl. Do you teach them how to keep the girl?
It's a really good question, and I always say, at the end of the day, when you're coaching men to be able to communicate strongly, these are typically men, as in the men that come to me anyway, these are men that already have good intentions and how to maintain stability in relationships, as in they've had that before. They've been introduced to women through social circles, or maybe they've had dates or had relationships back from a long time ago. But now, for example, they're 29, they're like, I don't know where the fuck to start. These men already have that down pat. So not all of them, don't get me wrong, some men need to understand that you also have to engage in some degree of game while you have your girlfriend too. It's not a matter of you get the girl, you secure her, tick it off, and then you just lay back. No, it's about maintaining that solid, confident guide that presented to her. You need to maintain that the whole way, because what she met needs to stay there the whole way. And I think a lot of guys, myself included in the past, we've done the tick, tick, tick at the start, and it's like, if you lay the foot off the pedal, that's now incongruent. You're no longer that guy that she was so attracted to at the start. So yeah, most guys do need help with keeping it down, so to speak, as in holding it down.
I love that. Why do men pull away from good women?
Well, look, I'm going to answer this as delicately as I can, and I'm going to give you the not so well-received answer first. There's two versions of this I can give. Number one, men have preferences just like women, right? There are certain things that may or may not be within that girl's control that just make him less interested in the long run. Just like how women are constantly scanning, as they should, constantly scanning, is this man staying the solid, consistent, confident guy that he was when I met him? We're constantly checking, is this girl this nice, gentle, feminine person that I met? Just for an example, depending on the traits that he desires. Now, in terms of men's incapacity, and I agree, this incapacity to maintain just this one and just be locked onto just one comes down to the unfortunate but very real desire that men have for multiple options. We were not built to be in this situation where it's monogamy, it's just one girl, etc. Trust me, a functioning society needs monogamy. I think this is a good thing. But always coming back down to this fact, it's like some men, and a lot of women will say, oh, but he just can't control his, you know what? It's like, this is just his desires. Now, is it the girl's job to maintain his attention the whole time? I don't know where I stand on that yet, even as someone in my early 30s. I don't know if it's the girl's job. I think if you have the right girl and you guys just click and it's the right energy, I'll give you an example. If I'm with an amazing girl and I'm dating this girl and I'm with her, I'm not looking elsewhere. I have to contrul this, and this is what the girls love to hear. Can he control this desire?
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. Most men can't, to be honest. Yes, even if they can have those options. Most men don't have that ability to exercise those options, to be honest. But the guy that can have those options, it's very hard for him to keep that down, to be honest. And that's not a diss on him, it's just nature.
It's a question I asked a lot today, like what's a common misconception about men? And every man I asked answered that they just want, you know what? That's exactly what it is.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give you an insider scoop, so to speak, as in I am the consumer market, so to speak. Like I am the target market, right? Women that are looking for men. I'll speak on behalf of men, and this isn't mansplaining. This is me being as gentle and delicate as I can, but being really honest. A truth that most men won't actually tell you, and I think this is worth saying, right? Because I have no vested interest in you, and vice versa, right? Yeah. We're not dating, so I can tell you the honest truth without any shame or offense, right? Cool. Here it goes. So the reality is, women have this understanding, and it is mostly true, that men want one thing.
Yeah.
The best of the best men, and again, I'm not going to say the word we because I don't speak French.
Okay.
But I will say we for now. We want it all, okay?
Yeah.
It's, I want physical connection. I want emotional connection. I want that rock. I want that feminine, gorgeous, soft, all these things. So it's not just like, is it just sex? It's like, is it sex plus everything else? Just like how she would want him to be confident and charming, etc., but also to have good resources, to also be a good protector. Just ticking off a list of things. Yeah, so we love it 17 times more than women because our testosterone is that much higher, so we do love that, the dance, so to speak, but we want it all.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you.